Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. My name is Ellie, and today we're going to be pitching our business plan for our startup company called Compost Me. Next slide. All right, so I'm going to hop in and discuss the problem. The problem we're targeting is the massive food waste epidemic. In the US alone, 30 to 40% of our food supply, which is roughly around 33 billion pounds, ends up in a landfill. And not only is this a massive waste of food, it also releases methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas that's 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So that's a massive environmental burden for us that we add onto in a daily basis worldwide. And another big part of the problem is that there's a huge lack of sustainable options for consumers. We interviewed a diverse sample population for this business, and we found out that there are a lot of people who actually do want to live more eco-consciously, but they don't have access, space, or time to the right resources. So that's where Compost Me comes in. So our solution, Compost Me, is a new waste management business that aims to revolutionize consumer waste habits by getting everyone to participate in composting. How we're going to do this is by offering cash back. So first, our company will partner with local businesses like grocery stores and restaurants to collect food waste at scale. We'll provide them with designated food waste collection bins that we'll pick up from their facility on a daily basis. And businesses will be motivated to choose us over their regular food waste collection system because they'll actually be making money off of their waste with our system. And once we establish steady income through our partnerships, we'll expand to the public by placing self-service compost drop-off stations in grocery store parking lots. The reason why we want to go in this order of doing business to business and then business to consumer is because consumer waste intake is not going to be as consistent or on as large of a scale as our partnerships with grocery stores and restaurants. So we'll start off by building capital through our partnerships. We believe that opening to the general public is the ultimate goal and will make the biggest difference because we believe it takes collective effort from all consumers to really make a difference in the food waste epidemic. So this slide here is going to give you an idea of what the compost station could look like in order to maximize the convenience and ease of use of this station. And you may be worried about the smell, but we plan to mitigate this by designing a vacuum seal collection system, which has a refrigerated chamber and forced aeration to minimize decomposition. And people can place their food products in a weighted scale, and there'll be a smart system to measure and scan the food waste to determine the payout. And people can also build an account with us so they can rack up their payment before actually cashing out. And ideally, we want these stations to be pretty much everywhere in every local grocery store that people frequent so that it's extra accessible. The end product and environmental impact, our company will then use the food waste we collect to produce premium nutrient-rich compost. And this soil product will be distributed on a large scale to farms and agriculture sites, and also on a small scale to home gardeners. We'll have distributors like Home Depot sell our soil. And ultimately, by diverting food from the landfills, we're cutting these methane emissions, we're enhancing the soil's ability to store carbon, which is really great for growing food. And also we're supporting biodiversity by improving soil ecosystems.
So Compost Me serves two key audiences. First, we have businesses that generate high food waste, such as grocery stores. We have Sprouts here as an example, and corporate kitchens and just food distributors. Second, we want to engage with eco-conscious individuals, just home gardeners, sustainability-minded consumers, and residents who want to reduce their landfill impact more. Next audience that we want to target are local farmers and landscaping businesses looking for nutrient-rich and eco-friendly compost. They're motivated by rising sustainability standards and government mandates on food waste and the need for more effective and natural alternatives to chemical fertilizers.
I'm going to start talking about the Compost Me competition. Number one, our first competitor is Compost Now. It is a service-based company that was founded in North Carolina in 2011 that helps homes and businesses turn food scraps into compost. So their focus is strong on household collection, and their outreach is pretty local to North Carolina. So it's primarily based in the East Coast, and it is really only within that population, not reaching into any other states. So they have a very small focal point of their community. The next competition is Lomi. They market themselves as a kitchen appliance, kind of similar to a garbage disposal alternative that composts food scraps with minimal effort. It's supposed to be low odor, so you can keep it in your home. It's consumer friendly. It is a high cost value, and it has small volumes of food waste. So it doesn't address commercial scale waste or offer nutrient tested compost products. Our last competitor is Sustainable Generation. They have provided composting technology globally since 1998 with over 400 installations. The image on below are 6 of the products that these large scale corporations can choose from. And they have industrial operations. They are not so focused on local partnerships or consumer engagement. So I'm going to be talking about our competitive advantage, what sets Compost Me apart from our competitors. We combine the accessibility of Compost Now, the ease of use associated with Lomi, and the advanced technology from the industrial scale like sustainable generation. We combine it all. Those are the key components, and we have made Compost Me. So it's scalable, community, and a community integrated model. Our collection systems, we have cashback incentives and focus on business to business partnerships. And then we will move into business to consumer, making it easy, profitable, and impactful. We don't just sell a service, we educate, we engage, and we return value to our users with premium compost products and a circular waste model that benefits businesses and the planet. And then this is just our value propositions. So it's socially responsible, low impact, and sustainable, and very user friendly. So I will talk about the revenue model. We are primarily based on a transaction-based model, generating income through waste collection fees, compost sales, business-to-business contracts, and long-term partnerships. We will also see some revenue through educational services, environmental impact programs, technology licensing, and government grants. For the pricing model, we're going to emphasize on cost efficiency by offering a more affordable alternative to traditional waste management. And while pricing details aren't specified, we can infer that we aim for competitive pricing with healthy margins by reducing operational costs and scaling through partnerships. For third-party validation, we will seek out partner with grocery stores, restaurants, and local organizations in the area that are willing to partner with us and want to engage more with their consumers and educate as well. And then our go-to-market strategy. It is a multi-chain approach. We're going to target businesses like restaurants and grocery stores with business-to-business sales. And then we're also going to engage directly with our consumers, our eco-friendly, eco-efficient consumers with our drop-off locations. So we're really going to strengthen that community with partnerships, social media engagement, and educational programs. So the current status of Compost Me. So we are still in the early stage development of our program. So we have a fully detailed business plan. We have very in-depth steps of our next processes. Right now, we do not have a physical product, trademark, or copyrights, but we have all agreed with the team, our positions within the company, and our roles. And right now, we have high interest and excitement from our initial interviews and talking with those local businesses and consumers. There has been a high positive feedback on our company on the business plan. So right now it is a very prime time to get Compost Me out there. And our next step is to seek out grants, government grants, designing a physical product, and then solidifying contracts with local businesses. So those grocery stores, the restaurants, and then going to follow through with solidifying our partnerships for those environmental and educational programs.
So the timing for Compost Me couldn't be better. Composting has evolved tremendously. What started as a backyard hobby has now become a climate priority, thanks to the growing urgency around, food waste and carbon emissions. So over the last decade, we've seen a major shift. States like California have passed laws like SB 1383 and requiring commercial food waste diversion. So cities and corporations are just under pressure to meet like zero food waste goals. And consumers as well are now actively just looking for brands that align with their environmental values. So this is where Compost Me would step in, not just as a service provider, but as a catalyst for a change. And our solution makes composting accessible for businesses and consumers alike. At the heart of our company is a social mission. We believe in turning food waste into opportunity through community drop-offs and cashback incentives and education. We're creating a circular economy where sustainability becomes second nature. And we're not just managing waste, we're building a movement, and there's never been a better time to do it. And here's our management team. We have our leader, Ellie Lim. She is the founder and CEO. She is passionate about sustainability. And Ellie's commitment to environmental change is the driving force behind Compost Me's mission to turn food waste into opportunity. And then we have Cesar Cordova, Director of Finance. With a strong foundation in high finance, Cesar ensures the company's capital structure remains healthy, and the profit margins are just optimized as the business scales. And then Riley O'Neill, Chief Marketing Officer. She brings a deep understanding of the food waste market. Her insight fuels Compost Me's messaging, outreach, and brand engagement across both B2B and consumer audiences. And then we have Anna Koo, who leads logistics, team operations, and just training. Her operational role, expertise, ensures efficiency across all levels of execution. And then we have Jose Hernandez, Chief Investment Officer, who focuses on the capital development and strategic funding and partnerships, helping to position Compost Me for sustainable long-term growth.
I will be talking about the financial outlook on this slide. In our financial projections, we show clear year-over-year growth as Compost Me moves from startup to scale. In year one, we forecast a little bit over $200,000 in revenue, primarily from early B2B contracts and soil sales. By year two, that jumps to almost a little bit over $900,000 as we expand into more locations and build deeper partnerships with restaurants and grocery chains. In year three, revenue nearly doubles again to $1.79 million US, with net income reaching $500,000, reflecting strong operating leverage and cost control. This growth is built on achievable, realistic assumptions, such as we price our soil product at $30 per cubic yard. We maintained 30% of cost of goods sold in relation to sales, and gradually scale our team and marketing budget as well. We reached profitability by year two and build cash reserves without needing additional funding beyond our initial $500,000 raise. The business is highly scalable. Our model, built around local partnerships, composting drop-off points, and predictable waste collection, can be easily replicated in new markets without dramatically increasing overhead. Looking ahead to years 4 and 5, we expect Compost Me to hit a steady state growth phase. Revenue continues to rise through recurring B2B contracts, while costs remain stable. These years mark a transition to long-term value creation, whether through dividends, reinvestments, or acquisitions. Our infrastructure, margins, and customer loyalty gives us multiple paths to scale while staying financially strong.
I'm Jose Hernandez, and I'll be talking about funding and return on investment. The projected startup costs are $500,000. That includes initial expenses. The two forms of funding will be owner's equity at $250,000 from our savings and a bank loan at $250,000. We understand the difficulty of getting a bank loan, but we truly believe in the vision of this company. In order to obtain the bank loan, we have assets that we will use as collateral. We will retain 100% ownership, evenly split between the 5 members at 20%. For valuation, we will be using the exit multiple method, which finds similar companies within the industry and their multiples compared to the net income. For this industry, the valuation multiple is 6 to 8 times. By year 3, we expect our net income to be $479,338. On the lower end, which is 6x, the valuation will be $2.88 million. On the higher end, which is 8x, it will be $3.83 million. Return on investment on year 3, we expect a 94.5% ROI, and for year 5, 241% ROI. By year 3, we will be issuing 10% dividends for equity holders. The exit strategy that we have is either after 10 years or a $50 million valuation. Because we believe in this company, we will have a strategic buyer that has the same values as we do. And we would also like to remain on board of directors to have input.
To close, here's what we want you to remember about Compost Me. We just offer a scalable, marketable solution to growing an environmental crisis. So our dual-ended revenue model, service, and product is already being validated through real partnerships. We're developing proprietary systems to stay ahead of the curve, backed by a passionate and experienced team. With Compost Me, you're not just investing in a green business, you're helping build a future where food waste fuels sustainability and profitability. And thank you for listening to our presentation.